back in the day, they were built for power, and that is just such a cool thing. I also like the body designs of a lot of those older cars too. I thought,
but it's like I really like how they're slammed. Some of them have like nice camber, some of them have like a little too much camber.
And this is it, as a full-time job. You have travel, you have training, you have team building sessions, you have all kinds of things. It permeates every aspect of your life.
Okay, but
was it like last year or year before when they finally introduced the NFL to actually be in Mexico and
Canada?
In Canada,
I think
was
so.
it? That was like the first, like, ever. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Two Couch Talk.
Welcome back, guys.
Oh my goodness, it's official. We are at episode 19, you guys.
I know.
And we are officially getting there. We're one away from the big 2-0.
Exactly, and I get to host.
And you get to host.
The better host.
Oh, if you say so, buddy. The good part, though, is that...
Debatable.
Still debatable. The good part, though, is I actually get to host when we're 21. Yes, indeedy. And you know what I'm talking about. So with that being said...
See, I don't have good memories of my 21st birthday, so...
A lot of people don't have any memories of their 21st birthday, so you should be happy about that.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Don't worry, I remember your 21st birthday. It was
Okay, good.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
We all had a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure you had a great time.
We don't discuss that. So, with that being
It's a
said...
different topic for a different
ladies
day.
and gentlemen, with
That's
that being
not
said...
ever going to come up.
Nope. With that being said, let's get the show on the road. You know, I'm going to do a real quick GaVinci Raw, Mannche, and, of course, Alex Busta, the man who saved the bees. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. I'm going to start my topic, 8 minutes. I want to talk about that new drug. Actually, it's a drug cocktail. That scientists have created that literally shaves off 2.5 years of your life. Or not life, actually makes you 2.5 years younger. And actually, it's proven it actually makes you 2.5 years younger. I actually did as much research as I could for this topic to try to figure out if it's your literal everything, like, you know, your insides, your organs, your bones, everything becomes 2.5 years younger, or if it's just your appearance. But there was no real, you know, yes or no, because it's such a brand new story. So I can't even divulge in it. But I would actually like to discuss that with you gentlemen. Like, if this is 100% true, what do you guys feel about it? And would you guys take it?
That's a really interesting thing. I don't think I'd take it because I can't imagine how it would be true. Cellular degeneration happens.
Yeah, it's natural.
At the same rate. I don't know how they could stop that, and I don't know why they would stop that either. Even if they could put a halt on that, because your body needs to kill off old cells and regenerate with new ones. You know, every 7 years, atomically, you are a different person.
Yeah.
Because you have, you know, shed all your old cells and they've been replaced with new ones and stuff like that. And that happens, you know, for a reason. A cell can't last forever. It's not meant to. That's not part of its process naturally. And so, like, I know there's all these reasons why that might sound like a good idea, but you're doing something. You're putting something in your body that is keeping it from doing something that, as a natural process, it needs to be able to do. So I don't think I would take something like that, honestly, just because I don't know specifically what the benefit of it could be. Mm-hmm. And even if it does have some appealing benefits, it doesn't seem like it's worth the risk of stopping the process that the human body has developed over you know, however long we've been here, whatever your belief in that is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it seems a little shady to me. I think they might be playing off of the hopes of, you know, the anti-aging.
Yeah, we're talking the supermodels, the actors, the people who are in the media constantly, they're the first ones going to be running to this, who are multimillionaires. You know, they're the ones who are actually going to try to pursue this and actually make it happen. I mean, they showed it actually. It's legit. They actually did it. They somehow figured out how to reverse 2.5 years through this drug cocktail. The only thing is they haven't specified what this cocktail is specifically. For one, for all we know, it could be like really bad for your liver or insanely bad for your internal organs, and that's just the part they're leaving out on purpose because they want these people to come and like invest in it and like really make them rich and all that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like if they do like, you know, like human trials or something, or over the course of, so let's say it came out like tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then like 25 years later.
Yeah, because right now it's not to the public, and the people who did the trials with, that's what they've actually they've proven it.
So it's like, so let's say like 25 years later, and not a single one of those people had a reaction to it that wasn't like, you know, allergic or something that they had already. You know what I'm saying? Like that actual drug caused this to happen.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
Give you some type of medical additional.
exactly.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I guess I don't see why not.
So you would actually take it?
As long as it's safe, because it's like, so if they've proven that the drug doesn't cause any ailments or any adverse effects,
Mm-hmm.
and over a very long trial that it's continued to work, or maybe they've figured out how to take like more years off, like I don't see why not.
I mean, it is an interesting concept. Yeah, one of the things I would really want to know too is what is their like, what problem are they aiming to solve with this product too? Is it simply a anti-aging thing that you know, it's trying to keep your skin looking good, keep all of this and that, you know, as good as it can be, or I guess as good as it was 2.5 years ago? Mm-hmm. Are they directing this as at you know, well, if you develop a disease, this can reset your clock back 2 years ago?
That's a good point. I never even thought of that.
You know, what if in the span of 2 years somebody develops cancer, and something like that? Would a pill like that be able to put your cells back to the point where you do not have cancerous cells?
Literally like take precautions to.
Yeah, so I am very curious at knowing what specifically they're marketing this as. If it's more of a, like you were stating initially, an appearance product to help with the way people look. Is it supposed to more deal with the way people feel internally, or is it directed to try and alleviate diseases that may have developed in said time span?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you have something that's basically your death sentence, then maybe this isn't a bad idea to take it. You know, because it's like you're already dead anyways. You know, and it might be able to avoid that. I mean, granted, it's almost like if it's almost like a time machine, if you will, and it literally just puts you 2 years before, and then it's going to happen again. Well, I mean, I guess maybe those 2 years might be enough time for you to be bought to find maybe a cure. You never know. A year from now, they might find a cure for, let's say, cancer. Let me phrase that: more definitive cure for cancer.
I also see a problem in keeping people alive for that long. People, you know, back even just like 200 years ago, the average life expectancy was probably 30, no, 30, like
40.
20 years younger than what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
What's the average life expectancy is like 79 or 80 or something like that.
I think so.
For like males and females. I think females are longer, but
less stupid choices.
Exactly. yeah. But you know, back in like the 1800s, it was like 50, 60. That's just how old you live to, because of like, you know, diseases and stuff like that. And like there wasn't a lot of medicine, so it was more beneficial to reproduce because your life expectancy wasn't longer. But if we have all of these people living for, okay, let's put it hypothetically, say living forever because they just keep taking this pill over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically like stuck in this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is 8 minutes. Would you guys, gentlemen, like to use your 5?
Nah.
I'm gonna leave it out.
I'm gonna leave it out too. I do think that's actually, we could keep going on that, but I want you guys' imagination to keep going with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a good thing, a bad thing? Do you think, because don't get me wrong, I'm well aware that there's going to be people who are going to abuse it. I know there's going to be people who are going to go nuts with it and end up just like doing something crazy where it ends up like something like far-fetched to where it's like going to possibly mess up their internal organs through it or something. Watch it. Something bad will come up from it. Not to be negative, positive vibes here, but
positive vibes.
But without a doubt, people are people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it like that. All right, so that was my topic. They actually made a drug that reverses our age, humans' age, and then that's also. Well, I'll get into a different topic another day, but that's just another direction of how our drug technology is changing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Mr. Mannche, you are up.
All right.
What would you like to
So
talk
I want
about
to
today?
talk about something a little more lighthearted. We're just going to be talking about cars.
Talk about cars. All right.
All right.
So 8 minutes starts now.
All right. So let's start it off with, like, what's your guys' favorite type of car? Like, are you JDM, like Japanese? Are you American? Are you European?
I'm a big fan of American muscle cars.
Okay.
That is such a cool era of our history, of United States history, that it just really kind of, when you see one that's been properly maintained or properly restored, it kind of gives you a different feeling, like a yesteryear feeling, where you can kind of imagine, America in the 50s, where people have the white picket fences and people are outside waving to their neighbors, and every other house has got a 50s Mustang in the driveway because the American economy was booming and things like that. So, and there's something to be said about the power in them as well. As you guys know, obviously there's such a huge difference from hearing a really well built up engine of an older muscle car that was designed to have a lot of torque and a lot of horsepower versus firing up a Corolla or something like, it's such a huge difference, and it's like, well, they weren't exactly built for fuel economy, so
No,
very
back
true.
in the day they were built for power, and that is just such a cool thing. I also like the body designs of a lot of those older cars too. I think that old Thunderbirds were awesome looking. You look at early 70s Chevelles are really cool. And there was just a lot more, cars were artwork back then, damn near. They were things of beauty, and now we just kind of utilize them primarily just for transportation. How many people do you know cruise anymore?
A couple people, my uncles do, because they own old Camaros and Buicks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they'll go on like rides and stuff with all their buddies who also own older cars, and they'll cruise around or go to car shows or stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's not to say anything against like really well built import models or things like that. That's just a different flavor than I like, but there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can find internationally as well, and some of it's
European built.
And some of that's just going to be built around different things, like
Exactly.
street racing, versus track versus cruising versus fuel economy versus convenience. Like if you look at a Tesla, you know, you got to get somewhere but you don't feel like driving. You get your autopilot feature and stuff like that. So there are different cars built for different things. I think the muscle is just what I would prefer if I had the freedom to choose anything.
All right, what do you got, Eli?
Well, I always grew up in basically Chevy family.
Okay.
The whole family, Chevy. And I actually still have my old 94 Chevy Silverado. It's actually parked out in the driveway.
Nice.
Don't come looking. But I do have a 2018 Toyota Camry. And not that long ago, I actually was in a car accident. And that car took it so well that it instantly made me a believer in like the company Toyota. Granted, one of my cars I would like to actually have in my lifetime is either a 63 Chevy Impala or a 53 Chevy Bel Air, because they have so much chrome and so many accents and things that you love, and then the compartments in the hood are huge, so you could literally put a humongous engine in there if you want torque or horsepower or anything like that. Plus, I do have the flavor of lowriders. I do like lowriders, especially with spoke rims, and the paint jobs you get on it are amazing and immaculate and all that good stuff. Like, that's just really up my alley. I like that. I'm not gonna hate on Toyota whatsoever, because I mean, it literally saved my dad and my life. Like, don't get me wrong, the accident was insane, but when you saw the pictures of my car versus that guy's car and how hard we hit, he was driving a Nissan Altima. The whole front end was gone. Literally, it was all shoved into the engine block, and the engine block was smushed. And my front right corner was the only thing that got crushed. And even then, it didn't touch the engine. The frame was perfectly fine. It didn't twist it or nothing. It didn't damage any of my axles or nothing. Like, my front left tire was completely fine. I mean, that's quality. You can't hate on that. And that's a 2018 vehicle now. Go to any maker model in 2018 and just give it one good little push or kick with your foot. It will bend or will fold or will break. Mine didn't. So, that's just, there's something to be said about that, especially with the newer vehicles, because everything's made out of fiberglass now. Everything's made out of plastic, or everything's made out of this. So, I mean, I can't deny that quality. I mean, it really changed my mind in that aspect. So, I mean, the one thing that I could say about, like, how Alex was saying is something to say about the American standard vehicles that we made then. Because, like, the ones I would want are old. I wouldn't want a newer one. Yeah. Honestly. Sorry, you guys. I know I'm disappointing some people right now. Some people are like, really, Eli? People who personally know me, but that's the truth. That's honest to God the truth. And I will back it up if you come ask me in person. I mean, I'm grateful for my Toyota Camry. Because it's a great vehicle. Yeah. And I can't see myself buying anything new unless it's a Toyota. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Plus, the Supra is nice. The new 2018 or 2020 Supra. Yeah. I think. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. What about you, Jarrett?
So
because I already kind of know, but
I'm a JDM fan. So I really like drift cars. I like Japanese. We could go. Let's see, what's Japanese, like a Nissan or a Toyota or Mitsubishi or
Honda's Chinese, right? Or is that Japanese?
Honda's Japanese, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like, I really like how they're slammed. Some of them have like nice camber. Some of them have like a little too much camber. But it's personal preference. But I like the livery on them. Where it have like the designs going across the side, or all the stickers, or I really like the sound of them. I like all of the engines. A lot of people that do engine swaps will use 2JZs or 1JZs, or let's see, what else is there?
For those of you at home don't know what that is, would you care to elaborate?
Well, okay, so 2JZ was...
Oh.
All right, I'm going to use my 5 because I want to explain this.
Okay. All right, 5 minutes starts now.
So
Cars.
2JZ was in the Toyota Supra, the Mark IV. I don't know if it was in the Mark III. It might have been.
Is this an engine or?
It is an engine.
Okay.
A 2JZ is an engine. It's an inline six. It was twin turboed from the factory, and it was in the Supras. The 1JZ was in. It was in like a sedan car, but it's like a really powerful inline six that's turbocharged.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen, super overpowered monster beast that basically lasts forever in a lot of ways.
And I mean, people are using these blocks today, building them to make 1,000+ horsepower, and they're the block that they're using is 25 years old.
Yeah.
And it's seen, 200,000-300,000 miles, and it's still going strong.
And that's one of the things that I liked about the older Chevys. Like you get a car with a 350 block in it, and you can do damn near anything.
Yeah.
With it, they made so many parts. There was mods that you could do. You could bore out a 350 to a 383 really easily. Well, easily.
Yeah, you got the money.
If you have the money, it's easy.
But there was just so much cool stuff that you could do with them, and they weren't proprietary. It wasn't like, oh, you have a 350A, so you can really only use 350A parts, versus you have a 350B. You can only do these things with them. They were so able to be modified, and that was great for an era where people really liked working on their cars. You maintained your stuff.
Yeah. The one thing that's really nice that I really like about the 2020 Supra is I still like the Mark IV, the 90. It's like 1991 to 94 or 95. That Supra, the Mark IV, I like that design more than the 2020 Supra, the Mark V. But that I'm really glad that Toyota partnered up with BMW on that car.
They did, yeah.
And
cool.
And they BMW designed the engine that went inside that car, and it's an inline six, just like the original 2JZ. It's called a B58, and that's the motor. I think it's factory turboed. I don't think it has twin turbos. I think it's a single turbo. But cars don't have inline sixes anymore.
Nah.
That's a very rare find. That's an older style of motor.
It is, without a doubt.
So I'm really glad that they kept that like
a little more authentic.
Yeah.
Because the first one it was 2.5 or 2.4 million. The first actual.
Yeah. The first production Toyota Supra, the 2020 Supra that sold at auction. It was like a Barrett Jackson auction, and I think it went to I think the money went to like charity or something like that.
I would hope so.
But it was like $2 million. Like somebody paid $2 million to have the very first one.
Yeah, had the number one.
So, I mean, that goes to show how far JDM fans will go. But I mean, I really like. I don't know. I just like a lot of American muscle cars. They don't like putting stuff on them in terms of like turbos or superchargers because it messes with the sound.
Okay, so like you're talking like aftermarket.
Yeah, like aftermarket. Like they'll keep them NA, like naturally aspirated.
Yeah, because honestly, like the models I talked about, the Chevys, I want the chrome to be the way the chrome's supposed to set. I don't care if you do etching or nothing like that, but actually the chrome itself.
Yeah.
And I do need the all the accents, all the pieces, the little emblems and all, but the original. I don't want like aftermarket, honestly. I prefer the original.
Exactly. So like a lot of like older Camaros or older Corvettes, people don't like supercharge them or turbocharge them, even though it would make a lot of power, but they don't like it messes with the sound on those old motors like a lot. And I really like the sound of turbochargers when it spools up, or I don't really like superchargers that much. The whine from the belt going around is kind of annoying. but that's a different discussion. But turbochargers, when they like spool up and you like, and then you let off the gas or you go to shift gears and it's like like that. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that sound. Oh, the goosebumps right there. But I don't know. I really like how customizable it is. everybody in like the Japanese is very, in like the JDM world, is very accepting of other styles.
All
Like,
right, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
that was 5. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys more of an import type people, or are you more domestic? Let us know down below.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was Cars by Mr. Mannche, and we're going to pan over here to Mr. Busta. What would you like to speak about today?
What's up, everybody? Today I would like to talk about, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember if we've covered this. I mean, you go back in 18 previous episodes, it's easy to lose track.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
But today I kind of wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about athletes, both national, international, in regards to their pay.
Athletes in pay. All right,
Okay.
start this timer.
So, did a little bit of research. Currently, the highest paid athlete in the world, Lionel Messi, arguably, and if you disagree, comment below.
Great word to start with.
Arguably, the greatest soccer player on the planet right now, who is currently playing. Man makes $127 million a year. The second person is actually also a soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo, good old CR7, pulling in about $107 million a year. These amounts of money are insane to me, because what these gentlemen make in a year for being so highly rated and performing their craft so well is more than I'm going to make in my entire lifetime. Now, that's
Easily.
definitely not to say that skills are disproportionate. I haven't touched a soccer ball in a few years, even though I played over half of my life. These guys are literally doing this as a full-time job. You have travel, you have training, you have team building sessions, you have all kinds of things. It permeates every aspect of your life, because that's your career, and at that high of a level, if you're going to be getting paid that much,
Hey, if somebody's gonna pay me $127 million to play soccer, I'll do whatever they say.
right?
I will literally, I will do whatever you say.
Seriously. And so the question kind of boils down to, there is obviously a lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into this training and being able to work on yourself so that your body is able to perform at the level that you get paid that crazy exorbitant amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think that what people are getting paid, considering the amount of entertainment they provide as well as the amount of work that they have to go through personally, is disproportionate to the efforts they're making? That being said, a person breaking down their body, training 40, 50 hours a week, hitting the gym in their free time, doing all these other things, is it worth $100 million a year? Is it worth $50 million a year? And
No.
additionally, why do we make it worth the amount of money that these people get?
Yeah, because we do entertain the idea without a doubt.
Well, it ain't us. It's the European countries.
Well,
No, but see, soccer's international.
Well, I
Well-
get that, but I'm saying our soccer players don't make nearly as much as probably MLB players, basketball, NFL,
Well, I believe
NHL.
one of the highest paid athletes, I think he was number 4 or 5, Roger Federer, tennis player, right?
if you got me,
Yeah, he's a tennis player.
okay. I don't follow tennis.
Punching in at
Sorry, guys.
$93 million a year. It's
93
like,
million
wow,
a
that's a
year.
lot less than $127 million,
But-
for sure. But man, is it more than what I'm getting paid? But then again, I can't perform at that level either.
Yeah, but is he American? He's not American, is he? I think he's like Italian or French or something like that. But I'm saying it's the
Well, because
it's such a different kind of thing because those sports are so international. It's not like we're traveling to Spain to play American football against their national team. It's not like we have a USA team playing against Europe or Africa or Australia or Asia or something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just the Olympics.
Yeah, I was like,
At
was
that
it
point.
Okay, but
was it like last year or year before when they finally introduced the NFL to actually be in Mexico and
Canada.
in Canada?
I think
Was
so.
it? That was like the first like ever.
Well, Canada's had NFL before. They have a football league. They have their own football league.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, and I
That,
know they
like,
have
it's
an
like
NBA
Toronto.
team.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, you could also turn that into hockey. Hockey is a very American sport, but we also have the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames.
Same with
And-
basketball. We have the Vancouver Grizzlies, right?
Grizzly, I think so. I was
If
about to
they're-
say
if-
I was about to say
Well, didn't you
Canucks,
mean
but that's hockey.
the
Yeah.
Raptors,
But like,
Toronto Raptors.
oh, Toronto Raptors.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter, the classic, and Kawhi Leonard. I mean, I know he did switch teams, but he's still
But-
a good player.
But I would
Shout out
say
to Kawhi.
I would say that in terms of the amount of people who support one team, if you got an entire, let's say, like, country supporting this one player, like, we don't have the whole USA isn't supporting Kawhi Leonard or Aaron Rodgers
It is really segregated
or-
to certain
or
brackets of teams and
what's-
things of
what's
that choice. Yeah.
Batista for MLB. I was trying to think of a baseball player, but I don't watch that. But it's like, I don't know. I do think they're still overpaid. I think our athletes are overpaid in the U.S.
Yeah, because they're just marketing tools in a lot of ways.
It's like, I get it. They're doing the sport, and it brings in so much money from people watching TV commercials and ads and buying the product that is official sponsors of the NFL and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like you got this doctor out here who just saved 20 lives because they were caught in a building fire, and he's getting paid, let's say, like $500,000 a year, not $20 million.
Right.
I would say that doctor is a lot more important than this football player, in my humble opinion.
Fair enough.
Or I would
mean,
say,
it's a great argument.
so I've like met the chief of staff of the Air Force, like the top guy. He is in charge of the Air Force, and they get capped out at like $130,000 or $40,000 a year, and he's in charge of the entire Air Force, and he's capped out at like $130,000 a year.
That's crazy.
I would say he probably deserves a little bit more than that.
Seems fair enough.
I would, or pretty much all military personnel. I mean, I'm kind of biased. I'm part of a military family, but I do think military personnel should get paid more.
I think firefighters should get
Firefighters,
because hell, I've been helped out by them.
EMTs, people like that. Why aren't teachers? Why aren't
Shout out to our
all
teachers.
these people getting paid more money? And we should divvy it up a little bit differently. I think we have our priorities a little backwards here.
But I mean, shout out to LeBron James for actually being one of the few athletes who I've actually seen actually create a new school and actually put some people to work, and actually teachers, and actually pay them a fair wage. And if you don't believe me, actually go online and you actually do research. I want to say it's either in Baltimore or it's in Brooklyn or one of those areas. But he actually did that. He used his own personal money, started it, and actually did it. And it wasn't like, oh, Nike sponsor me, or, oh, this person sponsored me to help me do this. Like, no, he went and got his own money, actually bought the building, actually constructed it, not him personally, but paid people to do it, and actually started this school. And he's actually trying to get this to be the first school ever to actually have the high school, good levels of all that, to where actually people can go off to college, and it's actually a reputable school that people want to go to, and it's affordable. Like, anyone can actually go to it and actually be able to, it's going to be considered a prestigious school to go to. I mean, I know that's going to get to a point where it's like hard to get in because so many people are going to be fighting to get into it, but that's, something to say about an athlete. I know people are going to get mad. I still think Jordan's the best. Anyways, so would you gentlemen like to use your 5 minutes?
I already used my 5.
Oh, you did.
No, I'm good.
All right. You know, I'm good too. I did my little rant at the end, so we're good. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
That's it.
that's it. Thank you
That's
so
it.
much for celebrating with us, being number 19.
We appreciate it, guys.
You know, number 19 and then 20.
20.
The big 20.
Coming up next
It's
week.
coming
What
up.
I gotta do. I know. I gotta think of a good topic for that.
You got to
one.
get a really good topic. It is a milestone. Our second milestone. So, with that being said, you guys, all our social media is going to be down below. You guys have yourself a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Peace.